thought to you was sinking. Point stands, but I'm still overthinking. You know you don't really call me like you used to. But I know you try. But I've heard you've been here before. But I won't stay the same. It's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusting to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to.
They can hear that part.
Oh, awesome. Welcome to Karaoke Edition.
Yes.
Thanks for that.
You are welcome. Well, I mean, you gave me the buttons, so let's get it right here.
What's up?
Coming to you live from Sarah and Scooter Studio. Oh, I'll do it one more day. Coming to you live from Sarah and Scooter Studio. Sarah and Scooter podcast live on YouTube.
It's so exciting.
It is, but my left ear itches.
That's weird.
So I have to take my headphones off. Just all of a sudden.
It's weird.
Anybody?
But, okay. I
better
gotta tell
now.
my sister we're live.
I'm better now.
I told her I would.
Oh, she should. You know what she should do? Let's do a little
Ring
housekeeping.
the bell.
You should subscribe.
What was that?
Subscribe and smash that bell.
You're a nerd.
But that's seriously, that's how I even know we're going live.
I feel like it never works for me.
Okay, we've
Ever.
we've discussed this almost every week.
No.
And you have to actually on your app turn on the notifications.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, huh? Yeah. So we'll repeat this conversation
But-
next Friday.
But I did smash the bell.
Pretty
I just
sure
don't get the
We're gonna repeat this
notifications.
conversation next Friday.
Oh, whatever. Happy Friday.
Welcome to Friday,
Yay.
people. Yeah, it is really Friday.
This week flew by. It was like the weirdest, most packed in. But
Don't remember it. I mean,
right.
I'm doing notes. I usually do little notes before the show to talk about our segments and that kind of stuff to come up with ideas. And I go, what in the world happened?
This week was bananas.
Friday.
Yeah, it is Friday.
Hi. No, Rebecca says, happy Friday.
I don't think she says it like that.
Oh, but it's enunciated, so it's loud.
Hi, Keith, in the chat.
Hi, Keith.
All right, we have to start
Hey.
off the way we always start off on Friday.
Yeah, drinking.
Yes.
We're going to do something different someday.
Not on Fridays. I mean,
Oh, ever? Just
the other
no matter
day
what.
we can.
All right. Slanchava.
Salud. All right.
I will never not. I will always make a noise.
I know, it's weird.
Well,
Anyways.
that's who I am. So we
How
are
you?
live.
Oh, we got to say our names.
Oh.
We have food on the table.
Well,
We just
that
ate
wasn't
before
for
this.
me. So I wipe off the table very clean before
Yeah.
the podcast. So if there's anything on there.
I ate dinner before this.
So did I.
I'm messy.
Yes.
Than you.
Or so yeah, welcome to the Sarah and Scooter podcast on the This is Sarah across from me.
Yeah, and this is Scooter on that side of the table. Did you guys see our nifty shirts?
Yep. That's what we're doing. Ready?
Advise me not. Scooter's gonna turn around so you can see the back.
I am?
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were.
I'll fall in my chair. I'm clumsy.
I'm worse
I
about
feel like
this.
you're turning the wrong way.
Okay. The back has this. Can they see it?
Perfect. It says Sarah and Scooter and it has little chibis on it. It's so cute.
Yep.
Very
So
excited about that.
that's something we just tested out. These are kind of our test run of shirts. So if you're listening to this on our podcast, make sure to go to our YouTube. We're at Sarah and Scooter on YouTube and whatever minute's in. And we are going to get some of these made. So we'll probably take like some pre-orders just to make sure that we get them done correctly.
Yeah.
I did have these done on Amazon, which not that I don't, they're fast and they get done.
Right.
But we would like to support more small
people,
businesses.
yes.
So we have some people that would like to print them and we'd like to do probably cost just as much as getting them off of Amazon. And they would be like a vinyl. They just last a little bit longer, more consistent.
Keith says he wants a shirt.
And we're going to probably set up like a pre-order to see what, I got to find out what the costs are first and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we just thought they were fun. because we like to advertise ourselves, put ourselves out there.
Yes.
So yeah, that was part of what we were doing. Hopefully we noticed, and we're trying to also get the color balance because I know
Obviously this is the same color shirt that we have on right now.
Yeah.
I don't have a gray shirt. It's just the color of this camera for some reason grays me out.
it's one of those people one of those things. I know nothing about camera exposure. I know nothing about. Well, I know a little bit about microphones and that kind of stuff because of being a musician, but I just don't know how to do lighting. I just look it up and try it, and some weeks it works, some weeks it does not.
This is why we don't wear the same color. You would never know.
This is one of the bad.
Till you meet me and you're like, you're not that
It's
great.
like I think like something adjusted because it was darker like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, I'm back to gray again.
So I probably have some sort of setting.
Oh, it'll be okay.
Know.
It's fine.
I turned off the auto white balance, I swear. But where are we at?
Sponsor.
Oh yeah. First, we want to sponsor. We always want to give a big thank you to 11 Consulting, Lucy Zhang, for making sure that these podcasts go up onto the podcast networks, including Spotify, Google,
The interwebs,
Apple. I think that's about it. Amazon.
Hey.
We also on Amazon Music. So thank you so much. Check out 11consulting.com.
Yes.
If you mention us, she will find a way to give you a free consultation of what they can do for you and go from there.
Nice.
So please check her out.
Lever Consulting.
11consulting.com.
Yes.
And also on the back end of that, I do want to make sure that we are going to do a special episode. I'm going to do one on Monday. It should be at like 4:30. I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to do. Monday, 4:30. We're going to go live. We're going to talk to Michael Panish, who is a local author. I think this is his, don't get me wrong, but it might be his 14th published.
Dang.
14th published book.
That's a lot.
So we're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss that a little bit, but probably discuss him more.
Yeah.
Because he is actually quite an interesting fellow, even though he may think he's not.
Yeah.
He truly is.
Yeah.
He's a truly interesting and
creative dude.
And good.
His mind is like insane.
Yeah, and such a great heart.
Yeah.
I've never been in presence of such knowledge and literature, the English language, storytelling. Never been in such a presence of a human being that doesn't make you feel dumb.
Yeah.
Because I'm like 100th as versed as he is when it comes to those things. So we're going to talk to him on Monday because he's a good friend of ours. You can see him actually broadcast he's usually on our Tuesday night live stream on Time to Tabletop, our company one, where we do role-playing games and stuff like that on like YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, that kind of thing. We'll check those out.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday at 4:30. We might go live at 5, but just know
aroundish that.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that everything's good to go.
Nice.
All right. So what else?
Good things.
Oh, my bad.
Good thing. So we have to go through Keith's first. He said too many celebrations, grads, dances, end of school year, Pride Month.
But seriously, that's
the month of May. I swear everything's
when we talk about
now June.
Yeah, I mean, he went into June month, the June month, but we're talking about like May and August are our nuttiest months.
Oh, August, yeah.
May and August, they're just nutty, right? But this year, April encompassed a lot because there was a lot of programs that our kids were in, and they did a lot of stuff that they tried to finish up in April. So April was a blur.
Yeah.
May is a blur.
Yeah.
June's not so bad.
Yeah, it's pretty chill so far.
But
it's too late. I already said it. I put it in the universe already.
But yes, let's put it out there. Too many celebrations. I agree with the too many celebrations because I was like, we don't have to celebrate everything.
Yes, we do.
But some people do. Yes. But that doesn't mean I have to be part of it all the time.
It does.
Graduations. Yeah, we had one that graduated.
Yep.
Dances for sure. We had a big dance that she went to with a group of people, a bunch of people. End of the school year, we're talking about like Upward Bound programs, IB program.
Yeah. It's high school.
Just high school graduation. I mean, I guess you already said that, but just trying to figure out everything from applications to we're not talking about applying to college.
No.
We're talking about now you got to the dorms, the
Yes.
food, the travel,
Yes.
it's like
Classes.
there's a lot going on.
Yeah. It's parenting.
Yeah.
No one. There should be a book about this.
There's a billion
There's
books.
not. They're liars.
But
I
I
want like
agree
a
with you.
real book of what
Yeah.
like parenting actually looks like, because they're like the help books of here's the situation. F that. That's not realistic. I want a real book from a real parent about how everything's going. That's what I would like.
Well, I mean, we talked about that. I was like, that's when we were talking. If you guys are, what is it? What's his name? Mulaney?
Mulaney.
Mulaney.
Yeah,
John Mulaney. Comedian. If you don't know the history of him, it's like we were turned on to him by Tony and Ariel.
Yeah.
Years ago, and we were watching that process and finding out he had a real bad coke addiction and
Yeah.
drug problem, and disappeared for like the last 3 years, kind of went through rehab.
Such a
got
good
a
special
divorce.
on Netflix.
But the new one that came out, okay, not so wholesome.
Right.
But I think what I'm getting to is he tells a really crazy story about getting like $6,000 and how he got it and it had to do with, buying something on a credit card, really expensive, then pawning it and going to the end, took $6,000, got drugs and all that stuff. And at the end he goes, and this is one of the stories that I'm willing to tell you about.
Right.
So you got to think about, and I think that's where it comes with those parenting things is when it comes to like social media and those types of things, we only show people what we want them to see, right? So if we're having a bad day and we want people to know, that's where we get on social media and say, oh, blah, 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 this. Or if we're having a bad day and you don't want people to know, you're like,
nothing.
You don't post anything, or you just go, Happy Friday,
Right.
and that's all you get.
Yeah.
Right? Or you go all the way around the spectrum. But that's what social media is. That's not showing up in real life. That's not really talking to a real human being. And I feel like that's what a lot of these magazines are, is like, it just doesn't make sense.
No, I'm just like,
And it never fits.
No.
It fits with them. It's you have to reinvent the wheel every single time, it feels like. So that's our opinions. Again, advise me not,
it's real talk.
real talk.
Those books are stupid.
But our good thing, what's your good thing then?
Oh wait,
Because you did Keith's.
Keith said parents take another shot. So that's why I poured this.
Oh goodness. I'm like, I have to push buttons. We're not gonna finish this.
It's fine. It's
I'm gonna
Friday.
be giving you the controls.
fine.
Slancheva. Because
All right.
you can take this deck now
You're fine.
and control it.
All right. Good things. So I have 4. How many do you have?
One.
Okay. I'll do 2 and then you do 1, then I'll
You're
do
gonna
2
take
more.
mine. I can just figure it
I
out.
don't think you can. So I have 2 work ones. I'll do work ones first. We onboarded some new people, which is really awesome because it's hard to train people, number 1. And then finding good people who feel like they know what they're doing and having the skills you need. That part of owning a company is weird, to be like someone's manager, and I don't know. That part's weird. Anyways, we onboarded some new people, so that was cool. And some of them are doing really well. So that's awesome.
Bonus.
And then we had like an agreed upon MOU with somebody, so that and that starts like July 1st, new business and new traveling opportunities. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. I get my San Diego territory back. I might cry. I'll be honest.
But
A week in San Diego at a time.
And the one thing that I mean, and this is me just riding the coattails, but on a lot of those trips, you build up all these miles,
Yes.
and there was like a whole year where I got to go for free.
Free companion pass is coming back.
Yeah, the flight was already taken care of. She's already getting a flight and a room, so I'm just like, I'm going too.
Yeah.
She's
Like
working and stuff
$5
like that, but
for companion pass.
yeah, so
Yes.
we got to look at those. It's important to get those kind of deals, and we have a episode about that. Go back about traveling and getting those deals,
Yeah.
those kind of things. We do have some of that. Sorry.
Sure. All right, those are my
Over to
2.
you. Oh, you already had 2?
Yeah, I said 2.
Oh, I thought there were 1.
No.
It's been a while since we went out to log off.
Yes.
And the cool part was when we went out there was we haven't been out there a while. We're like, we're going to go on Monday, which was a Memorial Day. And we're like, hey, let's get some food, go out there and hang out. But we forgot that there was open mic night, and there's a lady there named Nikki Perez that was there, and she also dedicated or donated her time and her talent for our last Pull Up a Chair Expo. And so it was really cool to see her there. But not only was she performing, we missed her performance, but they've hired her. She's not doing it for free. They've hired her to host their open mics. So she puts a real, like, you only get 3 songs.
Right.
And then next, I was like, oh, this is really cool. Now, kind of the downfall is it's just a bunch of old white guys.
Yeah.
So as we're looking at these.
There was women there also.
Not singing.
Not singing. I thought you meant in the crowd.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the open mic. It was all old white guys.
Yes.
Okay. In the crowd, it was old white men and women.
Yes.
That's about it. And some dogs.
Yes.
So, we as a couple brought the diversity. Not in age, because I'm an old white guy. So she brought the diversity to the whole thing. But, I mean, it's not always like that out there, but I think their open mic night is that way. So I looked at it, I was like, I just gained some confidence. It's like, I could do this as an old white guy.
Yes.
I can play as well as them.
I really love the guy on drums who, like, just sat in with everybody. He's like, I don't know this one, but I feel like this is what it should sound like. He was awesome.
I mean, it's not like it was, it wasn't like super complex songs.
I just thought it was funny.
I think it was like Gordon Lightfoot and some of this other blues. It's mostly 12 scale blues and stuff like that. So it was pretty.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. He just kept getting down.
You're absolutely just like, I can do this one too.
This feels like it needs this little paintbrush thing, whatever that is. The whisk tool for drums. What's it called?
It's literally just it's a brush.
Brush. See, I said paintbrush, whisk, same thing.
It's just a brush.
Ooh, John said real quick, it's Empress Gin Rose lemonades. Ugh. I don't even like gin, but it sounds real refreshing.
It says Empress.
Yeah.
Everything wins if you call it an Empress.
I know.
So, I think that's a few steps up from a Duchess.
Is it? I don't know. Anyways, so that was your good thing?
I don't know. Yeah, because we went out and we had got to experience something that we haven't done for a while, and it was actually enjoyable. I was kind of like, I usually don't like going to open mic nights, but the cool part about going out to that certain brewery is they're usually in different sections.
Yes.
So
you don't have to.
Yeah, even if you just want to go in, because that was still going on, and we moved inside to watch basketball.
Yes, we did.
So I'm just saying,
rough game. Sorry, Celtics.
Yeah, but
yeah. I love Log Off. It's the location and their facility is just the best.
Yeah.
Has like 4 bathrooms. It's too good.
Yeah.
It's the best. Yeah. And they always have good food. All right. So my last 2 good things. I booked the hotels.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Try not to completely scribble out what you're writing.
So
just put a line through it so that I can actually read it later and put in the description.
Does
that sound good?
I'll just put a check mark.
Or just a straight line through it, because
I'll rewrite it.
No, it's fine. I'm just looking at. I like going over the paper, and all I see is like dark scribbles.
This is how I live my life. All right. So I booked hotels for our summer travel because we have like 3 things coming up this summer. We have Washington, Slow, Ed Sheeran.
We're going to Slow twice.
Well, we have to go Slow for move-in.
Oh, in September.
Slow for Slow Days. Washington, Ed Sheeran concert. I think that's it. Somewhere for anniversary, which I haven't booked that one yet because I don't know where we're going.
Are you talking about before the end of the year, just before the end of the summer?
This is before
because we have plenty of other things going on. Because Aftershock comes up, Philadelphia comes up.
October. Those you didn't.
Disney comes up.
I don't have dates for those things, so I can't book hotels.
Yeah, I do.
Well, you should probably share them.
December 1st through 3rd is Philadelphia.
Okay. That's weird.
Why? Why is that weird?
I don't know. This seems. I don't know. That's how it normally is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was last year too, I think.
Third. No.
Well, I don't think it was the 1st through 3rd, but it was like the first weekend in December.
Okay.
We're trying to go to Disney.
Disney. When's that?
We don't know.
Okay.
It's the week right after Thanksgiving.
Maybe.
Well, yeah. I've given you dates.
Once Ariel books hers, we'll book ours.
Okay. And then we'll go from there. So we
might.
might.
Aftershock, we're here. We don't need a hotel.
We might, because I might have a buddy visiting me from. He's from what? Wisconsin,
Michigan.
Michigan.
Napa.
I don't know where he lives.
He can get his own
I
hotel.
met him in Vegas.
He can get his own hotel.
Now we're like best friends. No, I'm just
Own
kidding.
hotel. He's gonna want to stay with us. And Keith, it is our eighth year.
What?
What's our anniversary this year?
Oh my
We
goodness! Oh, we do have an anniversary coming up in
See?
August.
8th.
We got married in 15.
So 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8. I knew
We
it.
met. We started dating in 2012.
Yeah. Funny
So, yeah.
story. We were on
Funny.
this interview thing for like a game thing. And they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, how long you guys been married?" And I was like, 5 years. And Scooter's like,
More like almost 8.
she means 8. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess you're right. It's 2015." Same thing.
Oh,
Guess it's not
that
but it's funny to me.
No, it was
Okay, and the kids are doing things together. That's my other good thing.
yeah.
They're like going and running errands together and going to movies together, and they're not hating each other this summer.
It's the beginning of the summer.
Hey,
We'll take it as a
so
win.
far so good. It's exciting news over here.
Yeah,
That's all
I'm
I had.
enjoying
Those
it.
are all my good things this week.
So those are good things. Anybody else have any good things out there that we want to give them?
Can I show the picture of The Rock? Not like the wrestler The Rock, but The Rock my sister sent me.
Oh, this is
Okay,
so. Where are we going with this?
It's still a good thing. Go ahead, chat while I
I don't know
find
if it's
it.
a good. What am I gonna do? Say, hey, vamp about something? Anybody? I
I have
mean,
to close that.
there's anybody watching.
you ready?
Is there anybody watching? For one, I block mine.
So my sister sent me this picture of someone's giving this rock away for free.
You gotta talk in the mic.
Oh. Someone's giving this rock away for free. Do you see how ugly this rock is? I'm like, just put it in the trash. Scooter said it looks like petrified dog poop. But it's
Not dog
so
poop.
ugly.
We're talking like petrified, like hippopotamus poop.
So ugly.
Seriously,
anyways,
that's a
I thought it was
bowel
funny.
problem that got petrified over like 1,000 years.
Also, who's giving rocks away for free? Like, if unless like the big boulder ones at like thousands of dollars. Who
But
wants
I
a
was like,
rock?
what do you mean giving? Well, who wants a rock?
Who wants that?
There's
Who wants
whole
a rock?
quarry like companies. You've probably audited them.
But those are like little rocks that you do.
They have
Or they're
different
boulders.
sizes.
No one's wanting
They
that
have
ugly rock.
different
No one wants
sizes.
that ugly rock. That's all I'm saying.
They have sand companies
Hideous.
all the way up to boulder companies.
Hideous.
Some of them are all the same.
I'm ready to rant. I mean, I kind of ranted right there, but
All right. So I
where's
don't
your
have a button.
jingle?
Yeah. The blur of the week. We're going to talk about some of that too. We can talk about the blur of the week and catch up on stuff.
Are you gonna sing it?
No, it's your song.
But I'll go low. You go high this time.
Okay. Rant of the week. Rant of the week. Rant of the week.
But you took them all.
I killed it.
But you took them all. Oh, jeez.
So we're ranting. That's a rant right there. You know what? Read the chat.
Okay. So Keith said, Diego graduates Monday. Heading
Oh,
to
that's not a rant. Never mind.
No, it's
I
not.
meant
It's
the
just-
last one.
Which one?
Oh God. Are you not reading?
Which rant?
It's not a. It's at the end. She says it's a good thing, but it's a rant.
That's a good thing.
That's a
for her.
rant for me.
That way she can do more work. But okay, Keith says Diego graduates Monday. Heading to Cal Poly Humboldt in the fall. Finish his 25th year at Mira Loma. 25 years. Thank you. Round of applause for your service.
Yeah, I did 25
Good
25
Lord.
years.
Children or
And
something
Cal
else.
Poly, that's amazing. Cal Poly Slow is where our daughter's going.
I don't
So
think I knew there was a Cal Poly in Humboldt.
we do now.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's why when people say they're going to
Congrats,
Cal
congrats.
Poly, and I go,
There's like
everybody just assumes
4.
slow.
Yeah.
Though when we talk in our
Right.
circle of people, I was like, where? Oh, slow. I was like, oh, okay. There's other Cal Polys.
There are.
I just didn't know how many
Yeah.
and where.
And Rebecca says her good thing, her hernia surgery was canceled. It's not a good
That's
thing.
a bad thing.
It's
That's
not
a rant.
It's not a good or a bad thing.
That's
it
a
just
rant.
happened.
That's a rant for me.
She needs to, her insurance needs to get it together is what happened.
Well, just get yourself healthy.
She couldn't help that
lady.
one. That was not her
I know,
insurance.
but I'm more concerned about other people's health than mine always.
Is that your rant?
What? No. What?
Well, because we're on rants.
Okay, I can't. Okay, I'll stop talking until this segment's over. Then sound good?
Wait, do you have a rant?
Yes.
What is it?
I have 2 of them.
Okay, go one. And then I'll
Okay,
go one.
my first one. Okay, so, I mean this is I'm going lighter because you said lighter for you.
Okay.
You know, last week it was very lighter. The Amazon delivery date trickery.
What did they do to you?
Well, I have a list, but I was just like the trickery, because when you order something, you order it for a reason, right? And for it to be there at a specific time because you need it for a specific thing.
Right.
And usually you plan like a day in advance, for it to be there. So over the last 2 months, I know 2 things have come in like either super late or just disappeared.
Yeah.
So they had to reship it.
That does happen.
Now there's a bonus end. Like now I have 2 of one thing
Right.
because the other one showed up and they're like, we don't want it back. So I was like, okay, so now I have 2, which is fine, but I can't use 2. But also the trickery, like, oh, I'm sorry, but your shipment has been delayed.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, that stinks.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it goes out for delivery between 1:30 and 4 today. I'm like, this happened literally today. This happened today. I got it was these shirts, actually. So I ordered them. I knew they were going to be here on Friday. They're usually, and they're like, yesterday they go kind of like, good news. No, they said, we're sorry for the delay, but your shipment is going to be there on Thursday. And I'm like, that makes no freaking sense. Sorry for the delay. It's going to show up a day early.
Yeah.
I was like, the way this social construct of time works is that's early, not delayed.
Right.
Right? And then it didn't show up yesterday. It got 10 at night and it goes, oh, we're delayed. You're not going to get this till the 5th or the 6th.
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
like, okay.
That's a weird delay.
It said, if it doesn't show up by the 6th, you can submit for a refund this morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I guess that's fine. And then I looked at it today. I was like, okay, so maybe they've updated it. Out for delivery. It'll be here between 1:30 and 4. I'm like, what in the world? And this is not, this is one
It's
example.
not weird. I feel like Amazon was they were like on it. If they said this day between this time, they were like on it. But lately it's been like,
If it's out for delivery, it's usually pretty good.
yeah.
I said usually.
Yeah.
We're talking like 9 out of 10.
Right.
Right? But if it says it hasn't shipped yet, you're about 30% chance that
It's
something
gonna
might
get
go
canceled.
well. Right? Now, if it's shipped and it's still shipped on the day it's supposed to be there,
Yeah, you're not
they
getting it.
lost it.
Yeah, they did.
They lost it.
Yep.
They don't know where it's at.
And then in 3 weeks, you could tell them that it's lost and they'll give you a refund.
Or just send you another one.
Right.
And then your neighbor finds it somewhere and brings it over, which does happen.
Yes.
So that's my first one.
All right. So I have 2 that I'm stealing that were submitted, and then one's going to be my own.
Okay,
So I'll go
go.
for the 2.
Yeah, do it.
So every bar should have dice or cards.
It was a little bit more specific than that.
No, that's what it said.
Oh, it said per table.
Either way. Just in general, most places don't have those things. So I completely agree that either that or what we recommend, bring them. Because you can put them in your purse or in your cars. That way you never forget them.
That is a recommendation, but I do feel with kind of the Rant thing. It's like, I do agree with that Rant very much so, of course, because if you know what I do for a living, I agree with that Rant 1,000,000,000%. But on the flip side, that's revenue you don't make any money on.
Yeah. But you don't
and
really have to maintain it.
It's I understand that. I'm
They're
just
just
saying
there.
it's something you pay for and you get zero return
Right.
on it. You get zero, how do I say, measurable return.
I don't know if I agree with
So,
that. Because people stay
measurable.
longer. That is
Yes.
measurable.
Is it?
People staying and getting an extra drink because there's something to do. That's measurable.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's measurable. But
Yes.
I always feel like it's hard to measure people having a good time.
That's immeasurable.
Yeah, that's-
but them
to me,
staying longer is the measurable
And
part.
having dice and cards being what makes them stay.
It will be. Having something to do is what makes people stay.
So the only way to actually test that is to 6 months have no cards and
Right,
no dice.
right.
And the next 6 months have cards and dice available and everything else be exactly the same.
Because I
So
think
again,
even,
it's
even
hard
when
to measure.
when we used to go to New Glory like often, we would stay longer if we played Bananagrams.
You know that 80s band? I'm Your Venus.
Yeah, Bananagrams. We would stay longer
When they
because
played Bananarama on the radio,
that part
we
too.
would just stay.
But when they had Bananagrams, they had something we can actually play. We would stay longer than if we're like, oh, we're just gonna go for a beer, then we'll be done.
And I agree with this. Like Rebecca just commented here, I always have a deck of cards in my purse. We very commonly we have like a couple little games. They're called micro games. Anything could be
We
a deck
try.
of cards or something like that in the console of the SUV.
Yes.
A lot of times it's hanging out in your purse,
Yeah, it's
but
random.
she changes purses like every
I do
13 to
not.
15
it's
minutes.
the same purse.
It's the same five
same...
purses.
No, I only own one.
Okay, but you put the purse in different things, then clean the purse out, and then move stuff around all of it.
That
so it could be in a backpack,
it's the
could be in a
same purse.
Okay, but I was just saying the games do move around your carrying devices often.
I agree.
So, but that's really smart to do. I was like, we have, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, we even have like, I can't get up. Bananagrams is kind of right up there in the corner, and we've never taken it because the place that we usually used to go that has, but it just has bananagrams.
I love bananagrams.
She loves it. I resent it.
Undefeated champ right in this household.
It's pretty easy though because it's against me.
At the kids, I beat the kids too.
Okay, great.
Okay, second one that John had. Cleaning when family comes just to make more messes.
Yeah.
That is a thing. For some reason, people come to visit you, and it's going to sound terrible, but you feel this need to like, I want my house to be super clean for them, like more than what it normally is.
Yeah.
We don't do that here. We do clear off our bar if people are coming over because our bar is a friggin' train wreck every single day.
So you can see over it while you're talking to the people in the kitchen.
Yeah, we do clean off the bar if you're coming to visit. We sweep. We do
sweep
clean
and vacuum
up.
and make sure you have a place to hang out if you're going to stay the night.
Our house isn't disgusting, but we're not deep cleaning because someone's coming to visit.
No.
Because in reality, again, you're just coming to trash our house. Not on purpose, but when people come to visit, especially if you're here, I'm not spending your whole time here cleaning up after you because I'm here enjoying your presence. So I just feel like your house is good enough for your company. Don't stress too much about it. Clean when they leave.
And I had to learn this, I'm learning it because I used to like to make sure everything was in order and everything was good to go and everybody had, but I was like, after a while, I was like, you know what? We'll figure that crap out.
I think it was my fault, honestly, because I am not a very like everything has its place kind of person. It's just not my personality.
Yeah.
I'd rather sit with you and have a conversation than make sure everything's clean and everything's in its old place. It's not me.
I agree with that.
And if you don't you don't have to come visit us. But I'm just saying.
That's probably why people don't visit us anymore.
I was going to say, no one comes anymore.
Where you been? Where you been, everyone?
There's no Sunday brunch in like 3 years.
Yeah, Rebecca, where you been?
Oh, Sunday brunches.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to come up for Sunday brunch, we'll bring it back.
We're trying to get
mimosas and cinnamon rolls and eggs and sausage and bacon and all the things. Potatoes.
Very, very true.
Anyways, what's your other good thing?
Oh,
no, rant. Sorry, we're on rant.
Oh, okay. Old people gatekeepery.
Nope. Definition.
Old people gatekeepery.
Need more.
I got more. Gatekeepery is kind of like obviously made up, but gatekeeping. I look at it. This is what kind of sparked it in me. It's been going on for probably, for a very long time. And I'm talking about old people, like I said, AKA me. And I'm saying my generation.
Right.
For some reason, Gen X has become so gatekeepy in so many things that it makes me sick to my stomach. Because we're not actually, according to when we were born and all that stuff, boomers.
Right.
But oh my God, do we act like boomers? So I do not get offended if they go, okay, boomer. And I was like, I can see where you're coming from. Yeah. I really can. Because I'm not a boomer. My dad's a boomer in his age bracket, but I'm not. But the gatekeeping, and it sparked from music. And that's driving me out of my mind.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm not talking about like if you like something or dislike something. That's completely different, okay? So I can listen to my kids' music and go, I don't enjoy that. Okay. Yeah. And I can say it's not a well-written song because of this.
Right.
Totally fine. I feel like that's totally fine to have that opinion, but they're enjoying it. So I don't ban them from listening to it. No. I'm going to make fun of them and they're going to make fun of my music.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
Lil Dookie.
Yeah. Well, because my son listens to everything's Lil something.
Yes.
Lil this, Lil this.
Come back around.
So I said, well, it sounds like you need to be an artist called Lil Dookie. That's really what I said. I was like, fine, we're going to produce your music. Starting tomorrow, I want to hear a couple hits from Lil Dookie. And that was pretty funny. He thought it was even funny that for once. So all I'm saying is there's this, and music is where it kind of spawned because I like a lot of new music. There's a new album that dropped today. There's a new band called Sleep Token that's just so good, and they're new. They're brand new. There's a band that's been around for probably 5-6 years. They become famous over 5-6 years, but man, are they good. I mean, just
That's getting off track.
no, I'm not, because what I'm saying is my generation is saying that since they're using backing tracks, since they're using pre-recorded stuff,
Right.
since they're using sound modulators, since they're using auto-tune sometimes, since they're using computers
Technology.
and technology that exists
Right.
to enhance their music or put on theatrical performance, that they're
less than good.
they're not good anymore.
Right.
And I'm like, shut up.
Right.
Because if you want to go back 100 years, you using an electric guitar
Yes.
is now cheating.
Right. It's true.
So shut up.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like people that are my age are saying these things. I was like, that disgusts me. Because I feel like if you can organize music in a way, organize sounds in a way that is pleasurable in a musical form, you're creating music and it's a song. So that's where it kind of sparked that.
Yeah.
But I also deal with that a lot in my field with board games and tabletop games. There's so much gatekeeping, and it's so ageist because they're like, these new kids, they just don't know how to play the game right.
Right.
I was like, okay. Right? I was
Yeah.
like, no.
Games have been played wrong since the beginning of time.
Yes.
There's rules, then there's house rules, then there's have fun rules.
And house
3
rules,
different things.
here's what happens with house rules. It ends up creating a whole nother game
Right.
that becomes synonymous with culture.
Yes.
So
we have never played Zombicide, correct?
never. And
we only play house rules.
and we played it for 7 hours with our
Right.
friends and had a blast. Who cares?
Right.
Like, that's how games are invented. That's how people get along. That's how music is invented.
Right.
They sit there and go, okay, I'm going to plug this in backwards way it's not supposed to be meant
Right.
and tune this into a stupid thing. And then they play it and go, wow, that sounds cool. And now that was literally Jimi Hendrix.
Right.
And now we call, wow, it's the best musician of all time. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, back then they were saying there was
They were
this,
saying the
wasn't
same
even
thing.
music.
Exactly.
So shut up and just start listening to the way stuff is going on, the way other people are listening and enjoying it, or books, or
Yeah.
So that I have a big rant about that. This could be an old episode about that, but I'm
that
good.
could have been a whole episode. I liked it. All
Got
right.
sweaty.
Here's my rant of the week. And I have been feeling it this week. And I have messaged people about it this week. But here we go. I have been so annoyed this week because you have to understand one thing. I know my kids are spoiled. I know they're privileged. I know the things that they get to do in life is not what a lot of kids get to do. I truly understand that concept. What I don't like is when somebody tries to tell me, well, here's what you can do to make them less spoiled. I know where they're at in life. I am super excited about the things that they get to do. Do I wish they're more appreciative a lot of days? Absolutely. But it drives me insane when I hear somebody, one, say my kids are spoiled because I already know, I don't need you to tell me. But 2, things that I can do differently to make them less spoiled.
I feel attacked.
You should feel attacked because part of this is on you. I know what's happening. I know who they are. I know what's happening. And it's not even this thing of like, I want my kids to have more than I have. I want my kids to live the life that I'm living with me. And I want to be a spoiled human being. So I work my butt off to be spoiled, to spoil myself. And I bring the people with me.
Very true.
So we're all spoiled because I want to live the life that I'm living.
Very true.
And there's definitely moments where I wish they would be more appreciative. Don't get me wrong. But this week, for some reason, everyone
that was her hot
and
button.
people in this house were so attacky of each other about how spoiled somebody else was. And I'm like, what is actually happening right now? Because everyone in this house is spoiled. Every single being in this house is spoiled. And we choose to live this way. So I don't get the attacking each other part.
Right.
And I don't get telling me what I should be doing differently so other people aren't more spoiled. Whoo, this week was a lot for me.
I can agree with that.
I yelled at people this week.
Yeah, and I can agree with that 1,000%. I think where my line is drawn realistically is where you say my kids, and when you say everybody in the house, that makes me feel like I'm put at the same level as the kids.
I know.
So, and I've expressed that to you too.
Yes.
And I think that's where I kind of have this, what the hell kind of like.
But that part drives me insane too. What do you say? So I'm on the same level as the kids. You're on the same level as every person in this house.
Right.
You are just as spoiled as everyone else in this house. That doesn't make
correct.
you on the same level as the
correct.
kids. That just means that, yes, you are also spoiled. You also have privileges that wouldn't necessarily
right. And
happen.
I think where I come from is when you say my kids. And I think that's where it bothers me sometimes.
Instead of saying our?
Yeah. Because when you say as spoiled, you know, when somebody tells me my kids are spoiled, and then you put me in that category of telling you that my kids are spoiled, that can put me in a place where I feel outside.
Yes.
Okay. And I've expressed that to you, and that's always going to be a hot button for me.
You know what's crazy? And I think that, you can disagree or not agree or whatever. But even if we had kids together, I would still say my kids. Because it doesn't mean that they're not yours.
I totally understand.
It just, at that moment,
It's irrelevant.
especially when people are it's not irrelevant because that's the part you just brought up.
No, it's irrelevant because I feel it's irrelevant because I'm expressing how I feel about it.
Right.
And you are not, I have other children.
Right.
Right. And I have been told the same thing from somebody that I was their biological father.
Right.
So it's something, maybe that's the trigger that pulls it over to this relationship. And I totally understand that. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, you being protective of your children and me being protective of my children, and the fact of they need to understand how to survive by themselves.
Yes.
Even though they may never have to, but they have to know how.
Yes.
And I feel like sometimes when somebody gets that spoiled part or privileged part put into your system, you can't survive by yourself anymore. And all the people that are going to be around you, you cannot guarantee that those people are going to be around you to support you the rest of your life.
I
You cannot
agree.
guarantee that.
And here's the part that I think that I find hard is that we didn't have a lot, but I was a spoiled kid. To me, I had a lot. Looking back at the things I had a car in high school.
Right.
I had a job. Like, I had the things, and my parents gave me the things, and I don't feel like I am an entitled person.
Right.
I feel like I work hard for what I have.
Same.
So to me, it's like, I'm not going to hold the kids back and not let them have experiences that I get to have, that I can afford to give them, because it's going to make them look like they're spoiled. To me, it doesn't mean that they can't learn from what we do and the things that we get to do and still make them a good person and still make them like grow as people.
Very true.
But it also doesn't mean that they are going to grow as good as people. You know, like there's no determination that what we do is going to determine what avenue they take.
I think where I interject the most is when I see, what is it, stagnancy? Is that a word?
Yes.
When they become stagnant and stop growing and they're 17. I'm like, well, you should be growing.
But again, it's to even say that they're growing. Like the path our kids are taking are paths we never took.
True.
So we were forced to grow up because we chose to have kids at such a young age. We have no idea who we would be if we didn't have kids that young,
That's very
or
true.
what it would look like.
Yeah.
We could be just like the 20-something-year-old who's just like, why? I have a job, I have food money, I have bill money, I'm good to go. Why do I have to do more? But because we were like, no, you have to take care of life because that's how life is.
Because you have a life to take care of.
Yeah.
Right. You have a life.
We chose to have no other option. So it's like, to say from our perspective that they're not doing enough sometimes is like, I don't know that I can't. And I know sometimes you get mad at me because they're like, we need to push them. I'm like, but do we? We're pushing them into a life that we had because we had to have it.
I don't think we go that far because there's no, I mean, I am definitely not pushing the children in this house to have a life that I had.
No,
not at all. So I don't think that's fair to say that.
But
I'm pushing them to. But that's a perspective of a 15-year-old brain.
Right.
Right. So 17-year-old brain, 20-year-old brain.
Right.
I was like, could you? I mean, anybody that's in their 30s and 40s and they would look at their 20-year-old brain going, geez, could you imagine? Right. They look at their 20-year-old brain from a perspective of 10 years, 20 years later and go, oh my God.
Yeah.
What was I thinking? So I get that, but I'm just saying I don't know if it's a protector kind of thing, but I'm a protector in the fact of I'm not going to be there I can't be there all the time.
Right.
So, and I can't be there the rest of your life.
Right.
Like it's just not scientifically normal.
Right.
Right. So if you don't have the tools to survive and you're not showing the world or the people around you that you have those tools to survive, are you going to be able to survive? So I want to know that when I die, that my children have the tools to survive without you, without me,
Yes.
by themselves. And we're talking like with nobody.
Yeah.
With nobody around them.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen.
I agree.
That's just my...
But it's hard because it doesn't mean that because your parents gave you things, that means you aren't going to be able to survive.
Right,
And
but I
think
look at
that's
it.
the hard
I look
part.
at it. It's that same warrior in the garden thing.
Right.
You know, it's like I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Right.
Right. I would much rather be that because I'd love to sit around and enjoy the fancy stuff and the fun stuff and the games and the fun stuff, knowing that I can take care of myself no matter what.
Right.
Right.
Agreed.
But on the flip side, thinking you can take care of yourself no matter what, but you really can't, is the mind of somebody in your 15, 16, all the way through your 20s.
But I also think it's hard because I already know the world sucks, right? And for them, the world's going to suck for them for a long time.
Yeah.
Long time. We talked about earlier having to have a month to celebrate certain things because it's not already part of our culture. It's going to suck for them for a long time. So while I can spoil them with the cool things that actually exist in life, I want to be able to do that. Because again, you're right. I won't be here forever. So while I can, if I can, and it's not going to put us in the hole, then I'm going to do those things. So that was my rant. So many things happening in the chat. You want to talk about it?
I have no idea. Because, I mean, you touched on something that there are some subjects that were going to come up in our Advise Me Not that you guys, we crowdsourced. And some of them that they put to us, and some people might think they're controversial, which to me they're not.
It's conversation.
Yeah, it's conversation. It's more of one of those things of, do we really want to have that conversation? Because if you listen to all of our podcasts over the last 2 years, you already know where we stand on some of these things. And we want to move forward with saying something very specific. And you kind of touched on it, is until it's not controversial, we need to put a spotlight on it.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
Yep.
And then when it becomes not controversial, we don't have to put a spotlight on it.
Yeah.
Because we're just treating each other like human beings.
Right.
Doing what they need to do to survive.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Keith said preach. Thank you. I did.
Oh, she
Ryan said, when business have little things like that, it makes me want to support them more. Yes.
Oh, it's fact.
They have little games. You're like, yes, I want to stay here longer.
You
give
have
me more money.
Well, I agree with that. And I think where we're coming back to is like, I'm agreeing with the idea. Yeah. I'm 1,000%. Just I look at it from the companies that we don't work with anymore, because they're wrong. They're totally wrong. Because if you give me time, I can prove it to you, but you're not paying me enough to sit down and give you a chart.
People stay when there's stuff to do.
Yeah. They just do. When they have something to eat, something to drink, and something to do.
Yeah, they'll stay longer.
Fact. I mean, that's why the number one tap room or bar or anything is a sports bar.
Right.
Why?
Sit there and watch.
Because there's 5 different sports going on.
Right.
5 different ones. Or the local hero team is doing well, so it's always going to have them. They're going to be crowded.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yep.
And they're going to be having a great time. Always serve food. Man, they're not going to the next place.
True.
And it can be crap food.
Yes.
It does not matter.
Nope.
So it can be easy games to play.
Yeah.
Jenga.
There should
Connect
be easy
4.
games. Right.
Cards. Some dice.
Yes.
Now, dice is hard because people don't know how to use dice. You got to have a game behind it. But this has been our experience. Like, have some rules for a dice game.
Yeah.
Put Yahtzee in there. It's got rules. People are like, I can do that. But if you give people 5 dice each, they're like, what do I do with this? I mean, do that with your friend next time.
Drinking
give him 5
game.
dice, right? It's like, if I roll a 5, I'm going to drink 5 drinks. which is a game. I mean, just have fun with it. And guess what? That's not playing by the rules. That's just making up a game, which is totally fine.
Yes. And then Ryan said, "Do we trash your house when we come to visit?" Bailee said, "Probably." I said, "No, you guys are good."
We don't want to talk about trashing somebody's house. We look at it this way: is like when Sarah and I are here and there's nobody else here. That means 1 to 2 plates or cups per day we produce.
Right.
That's it. Right? So when you have 5 people here, now you've got 10 to 12 per day. So it's not about trashing. Right. It's about people use stuff, which is totally fine. Like the garbage gets full quicker. Yeah. There's more things to throw away. There's more things to clean up. And that's not trash. I just think it gets messier. There's more stuff to take care of. And we're one of those people that's like, we will clean up when everybody's gone.
Yeah, I won't do it.
Have fun. Stack that crap up in the kitchen. Have a good time. If somebody feels like guilty or something obligated to go clean it, we're not going to stop you.
I know.
But we don't care if you do.
No.
It's one of those things like, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I mean, but we'd rather just sit there and we'll take care of it when the fun is over.
Yeah. We'll sit around and talk and have.
I'd rather sit across the table and BS. Sometimes I don't clean up the mess that we make here during this podcast on Fridays till like Saturday about noon. That does happen. I'm like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
So no, you do not.
He's going to bring paper plates next time. We have some already, so no need.
We do, but
also,
it's irrelevant.
You guys are here, we eat out.
It's irrelevant. I was like, when people visit, it really is the mess that's being made is irrelevant because there's no way on this planet that a mess will ever compare to people being here and the people that we love being here. Yeah. And what do I talk about? The people that don't make me anxiety sweat.
Yeah. I also think people have to realize I come from we're a family of 7, right? So all the people can be here and I don't really care. I'm not a big, different. Everything in its place and all these things. I might disappear for a while, take a nap because people exhaust me.
You disappear all the time.
All the time. But when it comes to cleaning, I don't really care. And Keith has never been to our house. That's what he said in the chat. Keith's never been here? Shame on Scooter. Well, shame on your household.
How do I put this? I'm almost definitely positive he's been invited to play games, but it's been a few years because I think it was pre-COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Because realistically, we haven't really had a resurgence of any sort of game, anything.
We haven't done game night in a while.
Like, since the very beginning of COVID, I think.
No, because Lucy came mid-Sweden.
That's different.
And we did game night.
Okay, but like, she came from Sweden.
I'm just saying, we did game day.
She came from Sweden. I was like, I think we can have a game day if somebody visits from Sweden.
All right, serious question in the chat.
Okay.
What's in the mug?
In my mug?
Yep.
Oh, it's
Log off.
Yeah, but what is it? Our
Admiral Crush.
Admiral Crush.
Yes.
And let's do a little promo.
You didn't have the right cup. Mine's better.
Mine's not a log off cup. Ooh. Okay, so it is a log off. We'll do a little promo on there. But yeah, if you guys, anybody wants to come visit and hang out and play stuff, we're down. Yes. Especially the people that are mostly watching this and listening to this, because I feel like they already know 90% of this stuff. But come on in, because we'll play a game. I love playing games with people that don't make me have anxiety sweat. Yeah. And that's a big deal to me.
And we'll have John come down and be our bartender.
Oh, geez. He would love that. He would love that.
He would love that.
Okay. But Admiral Crush, I have to give a little shout out. It is log off. It's Kenny Terry who who created this little mess here.
Kenny.
He's the head brewer there at Log Off. But everything that's in this beer is sourced from the Sacramento area.
Yes.
We're talking hops to the barley to the everything it was from Sacramento. So it's kind of a big deal. Yeah. Because most of people source stuff out of the Pacific Northwest. Nothing bad about the Pacific Northwest. Yakima has some of the best hops on the planet. But it's kind of cool to have something that's all local and is good.
It's good.
Like there's a difference. Like sometimes you're like, oh, this is local. And you go, cool, but I'm not drinking the rest of this. So I guess that we haven't gotten to shout out. No, wasn't even on my shout out list.
Done. Advise me not.
Oh, we're getting
ranted
there.
a lot.
Well, my advise me not is yeah, because I have opinions on a lot of things.
That's not my favorite IPA.
Oh, really? What
From
is?
them. I don't know.
Yeah. See. How do you, I mean? It is one of my
It's
best.
probably because it's also a little warm. So that's not
The other
exciting.
one was I can't remember. It's something out. Clock out.
Oh, Clock Out's good.
Clock out was one of my
I know.
favorite, and I think this is right up there with that. for me.
Really? It's not
Totally.
as dry as you'd usually like them.
This is drier than what they've been doing them.
Real? I
Yes.
don't agree.
Okay.
That's all.
You don't drink IPAs like I do.
I drink IPAs.
Have you seen my belly?
Have you seen my belly?
This is an IPA belly. It says, advise me not, because the knot's on my belly.
Stupid.
Huh.
All right, let's do this.
All right.
Meat and potatoes.
What are we doing? Oh.
Advise me not.
So, I always have to do a disclaimer here. Mine's blank. Like, my sheet is blank in that area.
As is mine.
Oh, that's crazy. But you already know. So we did reach out to some of our pockets of humans that listen to the show and watch the show. Like 3 or 4 pockets of groups of people. And we pulled together some ideas for this evening. We did it like right at 7:30. Whoops, sorry.
7:30. It's like 7:50.
No, 7:50 is when I was, adjusting a camera or something.
Nope.
But yeah, we pulled it. We got a lot of input, actually, probably like 10 different ideas. But this segment we've changed it to where Sarah picks it. And she punches a mic
I
real
didn't
hard.
touch it.
And then she picks it. And then we talk about it. I have to come up with, my
Answers.
own,
Yes.
well, not answers. It's more like my opinions on it because I'm already opinionated about everything.
Yes.
So I don't have to think about stuff. I just go with the flow and get, upset about stuff.
Okay. So
Here we go.
I have nothing written down because I feel like this is more of a you topic than a me topic.
That's
and I
not
don't.
okay.
When I read,
Because I've been talking more than you.
it's fine. When I read the topic, I wasn't sure what the advise me was going to be.
That's
So we're going to work into this. Partner with mental health issues.
Oh.
I put, now what?
Oh. Partner with is it your partner has mental issues?
Mental health issues.
Right. Didn't I? I didn't say
You
that.
said mental issues.
Well,
There's a difference.
with me, not much. So your partner has
Yes.
okay, so
And
partnering,
If Bailey's listening, she can add more input.
partnering with, let's say partnering.
Okay. I like it.
No, is it partner?
I wrote partner with mental health issues.
Or is it
now
partner
what?
has mental issue?
I'm telling you what I wrote.
I was like, but I'm trying to think of the title.
Do you want me to read the
I'll think of a
text
letter.
message?
No.
Okay.
So if your partner has, so I'll probably put a better. We'll think about it tomorrow, and I'll put the topic in there better, because I know exactly what she's saying.
Okay.
But so if your partner has mental health issues, now what? That's what
Right.
you put.
That's what I put. Now what?
But what's the actual message? You were gonna look it up.
I
but
just
I didn't stop you.
You did. I
didn't-
said, "You
I
want me to
didn't-
look it up?" You
I didn't
said,
say stop.
"No." You said no.
Oh, maybe I did.
You did actually say no. Okay. So it was being a partner / spouse that has mental illness and having a partner that has mental illness. That was the statement.
So should you have mentioned who put that in there? Because now you just put that person on blast. Good job.
Sorry. I mean, Scooter has mental health issues.
Well, it came from somebody that has my DNA.
Right.
So you're welcome.
Well, I feel like, okay, here's the thing I find interesting is that I like that we're in an era where it's okay to be like,
Bailee
I'm
just
not
put in the chat,
okay.
I don't care. It's
Thanks,
like,
Bailee.
I knew that. I was like, I love it.
Well, I feel like we're in a good era of people who can say, no, this is where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not okay. Like,
We're supposed to be.
all 3 of my kids, if they're having really crappy our kids who are having really crappy mental health days, they'll be like, I'm not feeling okay today. Like, I don't have it in me. And I don't think growing up that not that we couldn't say it. I don't know that it was like something we did say.
I wasn't allowed.
I could be like, it's just not the day for me. My mom would be like, do you want to stay home? I'm like, yes, I don't want to go to school today. But there was never a conversation of why. It was just like, I don't want to do this today. And even between you and me, I'm just like, it's a May day. It's never like, I'm really really down today, or I'm really anxious, I'm really whatever. It's like I only know how to live life, and either it's a meh day or it's a not a meh day. That's it. Those are my two things. It's either I'm good, or I'm like, it's whatever.
And I feel I agree with that, because mine are all meh, or they're either meh or God, my life sucks and I just want to curl up in a ball and die.
Yeah.
And then I have like 3 different phases. I feel like there's a meh, there's a like I want to curl up, never get out of bed, life sucks, stop moving, life's better without you. And then I have those other days where I'm like, hey, this ain't so bad. We can do something about it. But on all levels of those things, I'm always excited about something. Crazy. It's something crazy. Even when I curl up and die, I'm like, there's something I'm still very excited about. I just can't get the energy to move up and do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the mental health issue comes from. Right. Not comes from, but rears its head.
Yeah.
At least in my life. So Sarah will never admit that she has mental health issues.
That's not true. I may one day.
That was great. Like, that's great comedic response. So, but I look at this like when you have a partner that's like that, it's so hard. Like, I will not find somebody more counterbalancing than you to me.
Yeah.
I just won't. I don't understand why I have the attraction to you on that aspect. But it just is. It's like over the top attracted to this human being because of this. And I didn't know it existed in a human being. So realistically, that's the attraction to you. I didn't understand that could be attractive. And because I felt like everybody that was as kind as you and as heartfelt as you was freaking lying to me and faking it the whole time. Realistically.
Yeah.
That's why. And it's not like you have to prove it, but you just live it. I mean, you're a dick sometimes, but that's you expressing your feelings. But it's like me, that may be where my mental health problems come from. Not come from, but show themselves is going, there's no way that you're that kind.
Right.
The world is not that good.
Yeah.
I need to rely on myself to take care of everything. So I could go back to our rant, but
no way.
So
I find what's interesting is that like Scooter's he is a whirlwind of emotions, like whirlwind of emotions. So I find that, and the people in our house are also a whirlwind of emotions. So I find that it's not that I can't be like, I have things going on. It's that personality of myself of like, they're backburnered because other people have things going on. And at some point, I'll be like, okay, now it's my turn. But I haven't got to that point yet where I don't say that. I haven't because I feel like the whole last year has been my turn. But I think there's moments where I don't feel like I get to have the down part because other people are down right now. And so right now I can't. I have to be up for them because that's where we're at. And at some point, I'll be like, I'll sit down and just be like, I'm just going to cry today because the last whatever has been real crap, but I couldn't feel that right now because somebody else needs me for that.
I hope that there has been at least some moments as we've been together over a longer period of time that you've had your moments to where you can just do that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not as long as mine.
Right. They're like 15 minutes.
I don't want to say 15 minutes. No.
Last year doesn't count, but
Stop for a second.
Last year doesn't count.
Why doesn't last year count?
Last year's an anomaly.
No. Okay, but it's not.
It was.
It's not.
I'm saying compared to the 10 years, last year was
but
different.
The circumstances that happened last year are not an anomaly. They're inevitable.
True.
Okay, so losing somebody in your family that is like an adoration of your life is not an anomaly. That's going to happen.
True.
To everyone.
Yes.
Okay. So when that happens, people got to step up.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think it's hard because being sad in a moment is different than having something where it's like a consistent thing of here's my emotions and here's my like waves and highs and lows. It's different because again, I'm only on the other side of this because you also lost somebody. Like when I lost somebody, you lost somebody. So that wave of when going through that was different than your normal waves of, hey, I'm super depressed right now or I'm super manic right now. Those waves are different than when you have the situational, I've lost somebody.
That is very true. And I think that's where you can differentiate between somebody that's going through a season in their life than other people having actually a mental health issue. Because realistically, when, I think we were all going through trauma at that time, the whole world at that point. And I shut down. And I tried to fight, but I didn't know where to go.
Right.
And that's when I found out that I'm not truly an introvert.
Yes.
You need
people.
I need people in my life. So that's when I start going, hey, so I understand that, but that's a whole nother, I feel like a story. But there are some times where I feel like, how do I put it? Mental health issues. I want to put mental health issues as not a stigma.
Yeah.
And I would hope that we can find a way to where we talk about mental health issues is where we're just having a mental health day or we're having a mental health moment.
Yeah.
That just means my mentality, my emotions are feeling sick.
Right.
Instead of it being an issue.
Right.
And I feel like if we could, and I know it's just words, okay, but we communicate, we use words to explain things.
Right.
So I think, what was that joke about somebody getting all offended because somebody was like, I want to give the money to a homeless person. And there it goes, it's like, we call them, what do they call them?
I don't remember, but I remember.
Like housing displaced.
Right, yes.
And I'm like, which I agree with somebody saying, I don't think.
Houseless.
Yeah, I say houseless because they have a home, right? But that doesn't mean if somebody calls them homeless that I'm offended by it and you need to be corrected. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is when we get to the point where mental health is not an issue anymore, it's something we actually talk about.
Right.
It's kind of like we talk about a common cold.
Right.
If we could talk about having a mental health day as common as having a cold,
right,
then we've come to a place where we understand that the brain's an organ in our body that gets sick.
Yes.
Can we agree that the brain is an organ in our body? The lungs are an organ in our body. It gets sick. Now, I also don't want to get to the point where that becomes a flex.
Right.
Right? It was like, well, I was depressed today. I was like, but you've been depressed 13 times this month.
Right.
At what point do you go and maybe take some therapy or go towards getting yourself better?
Yeah.
Like you can't have a cold 13 times in a month at a regular job and call in 13 times a month and still have a job.
Right.
You go to the doctor and they go, "Oh, you've got a lung infection."
Yes.
Let's work on getting there. It's like either it's homeopathic or change something in what you're doing. You have allergens in the house or you take some medication, whatever it is. But I feel like your brain is an organ too, right? So either you change a situation in your life, you do something that's better for therapy, you talk to people, you experience better situations, you eliminate the toxins in your life or the toxins that you're consuming. Right.
Gut health.
Or you take some temporary medication that can get you on the right track.
Yeah.
Right. Shouldn't we be treating the brain the exact same way? But I think what we're having is this strange shift, at least in what I've seen in being in California, is that the mental health is taking such a precedent that if somebody is feeling emotionally distraught or presenting to you that they're emotionally distraught, oh, well, then you can take a day off. And I was like, but they've been doing it 20 out of 30 days.
Right.
I was like, and they've got to do something about it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the paradigm shift that we're having, at least in our area. I feel like, yes, I believe in social emotional learning. I believe in the brain health. I believe in mental health, all those things. But if you're using it as a flex or a reason to get out of something, okay, you're lying to yourself and you're not productive.
Yeah. So we're going to go back to the partner side of this. So I will say that, again, Scooter is more, what's the word? Verbal about when he's having like rough mental health days. He's more verbal about it.
Can we get another drink?
You want a drink break? I could talk while you go.
We can have a break. Oh, you want me to get? Do you need one?
No. I still have mine.
Well, then push this button. You have it. Never mind.
Okay. So Scooter's more, you have to go do things now. Move fast. Scooter's more verbal about when he's having a rough day. And it might not be words, but his whole being is like, no, today really sucks. So, and I am from a family of, we don't really talk about these things. So it's this weird combination of I'm trying to be supportive, but I'm also like, just get up and do something else, knowing that that's not how it works. So I know that I don't always say things correctly, and I'm not like as there as I should be with him, but I don't always know the right things to say. I know that when he wants me to watch a video over and over again, he's in this state of no one understands me. And if you watch this video 17 times with me, you're going to understand where I'm at. And I know if it gets to that point, he's like, we're so far down the rabbit hole that nothing I do or say is going to bring him back. He can only do it himself. There's literally nothing I can do or say that's going to bring him back to us. It could be a week before you come back.
I love this conversation.
Because it's true.
It is true in 2023.
Yeah.
And that is, I trust you. Okay. When you tell me that you were raised that you just don't say anything, that was my whole life.
Right.
My whole life. We're talking my whole upbringing, my whole first two. I mean, I've been married. This is my third marriage. My first two marriages was you just don't say anything. You just suck it up, figure it out, move on. You don't express those emotions because then you get beaten down.
Right.
And so you just don't.
Yeah.
That's been my whole life. I was a quiet kid, like the quietest kid out of all of my siblings.
Yeah.
That I knew of. Tap into that one. So when you say that you were raised like that, and that was me too. And I came to this strange epitome or whatever you want to talk at the end of my second marriage, going, I'm over this. I'm over sucking it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I want to do, and I want to express myself the way I want to express myself. And everybody, including, let's just say everybody, my family circle, from kids to siblings to parents, I was off the rocker. And yes, I was.
Yeah.
But I was finally coming to a point where I was like, I want to be myself.
Right.
I'm done. Okay. I spent so much time trying to serve everyone else and be this something that I don't even know what it is because it's not me.
Right.
So now being with you as a partner, knowing that I I have mental health issues. I know that. And so do you, and you'll admit it someday. I know that you may not be as 100% receptive to it on every given moment, but you recognize it.
Yes.
And you may not be receptive, but you're acceptive.
Yes.
You accept it, you recognize it.
Yes.
And you do the best you can with the tools you have.
Yes.
I've never had a partner like that. So that's why when I have those rabbit holes, it's like I find this new song that I listen to 30 times in a row and I cry like a freaking banshee for like a whole night and go, you're just not hearing what this song is saying. And I'm like, wow. And then I clear my system and then we go on and that becomes my theme song for the next year.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever it is. Or a movie does the same thing, or even a video of somebody just doing a speech or something like there's something it'll get me because it's like I feel it.
Yeah.
So you are receptive.
Yeah.
And acceptive. And you don't judge me for it. You get annoyed. Not all the time.
No.
Sometimes you're like, well, actually most of the time you're like, this is your moment.
Yes.
Gotcha. Hey, do you need a hug?
The funny thing is, the moments I get annoyed is when you tell me I'm not doing enough.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like,
I lash out.
well, I've listened 17 times to this song. It's now 3:00 in the morning. I don't know how more to be there for you.
But we also have gotten
exhausted.
No, but hold on. We've also, I think it was just even last episode that we did this, was more of me getting all excited about stuff and you go, that sounds good.
Yes.
But her recognizing that you appreciate something, just recognizing it's her excitement. That's how she gets excited. Now,
cool.
she does get excited about sports.
Oh, I do.
Okay, so if you're not playing a sport.
Or food.
Even food takes a backseat to sports.
That's true.
Okay, so, and it's not even just the sport. It's the thrill of the competition. And
Game 6 of friggin'...
So we
sports. All the sports. Anyways. So, yes. It's a hard thing because I feel like whether people want to admit it or not, everyone has something going on with mental health. Everyone. At some moment, something happens to where they have something going on with their mental health. Some people are more consistent with what's going on with their mental health, and other people, it's situational. So it's like, how can you be there for the person you're with? And do you know them enough to know what they need from you at that time?
And I think excuse me. I was swallowing something.
You're burping.
My pride. The difference is you don't verbalize it with me, and yet we've had this in especially in our early years, was I would assume that you're feeling a certain way because of your actions or the way that you were acting. Yet you would say, I didn't say that. And I'm like, okay, so I'll wait for her to say that. But then if I wait for her to say that, she might be going through the emotion and not telling me. So there's, especially the early years, it's like 1% better every year. We've been together 12 years. So we're at what, 13%?
Yeah.
We're at 13%.
13% better than what it was.
No, we're at 13%. It started at 1. We're at
Whatever.
13%.
43%.
It's just a joke. But it is one of those things of your non-emotions are an emotional, not outcry, but an emotional expression. Yeah. When you become less emotional, I know you're more emotional.
Yes.
And I think that's where we let's talk about being with somebody with mental health issues. Everybody has mental health sick days.
Right.
Well, I'm trying to find these creative verbiages.
Yeah.
Everybody has mental health sicknesses.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. So realistically, let's put it out there. Everybody has mental health issues.
Yes.
Because we've taught ourselves as society, and don't get me started on that. You are society. So be the change. Don't, what is it?
No, keep going.
That wasn't, I was like, don't talk about it, be about it.
Yes.
Remember that that person could be hurting, even though that they're angry at you.
Yes.
Okay. And she says this to me all the time because hurt people hurt people.
People hurt people.
And I am the epitome of that.
Yes.
Okay. And you can be also.
Yes.
So
everyone. If you're hurt for some reason, the first reaction is to hurt others. It's like, it's this weird thing of I don't want to be hurting by myself. And you're not doing it to be mean. You're just like, I'm so hurt and upset right now that I'm going to say something that's going to hurt and upset you. And then I'm going to feel really crappy about it. But here we are.
And I have this thing of like, I talk about anger being not I don't know if it's real. I mean, like probably have to talk to Lucy about this, but I feel that anger is not a true, pure emotion. It's a reaction to another emotion. And also hurt to me is like a pseudo emotion. It's me making up crap. Okay. So if you take this advice, cool. If you don't, it's fine. We could still be friends. But being hurt, it's usually because something occurred in your day-to-day, or something happened with another person, or something happened, something got brought up from your past, or you got hurt because somebody said something on a video even that brought up something that happened 20 years ago. You get hurt as a kind of a pseudo emotion. I don't know if that's even a thing. So I look at it that way, is you get hurt because of something else, because of a situation that affects you differently than other people. And then you can react to that emotion or pseudo emotion with anger. And we talk about I think we talked about it last week. It was like, you always have violence as an option. Every time that you deal with a situation, you always have violence as an option. So whether you choose that option or not, it depends on if you're giving into dealing with the hurt because of a situation that happened in the past or is happening to you now, or you're reacting to that hurt or pain in anger, and you're reacting with using that anger to justify violence. I don't know if that makes sense. Did you hear all of it? She went tinkle.
I took a potty break, so I have no idea what you're
So
talking
if that didn't make sense, I apologize, and I will do my best to not explain that again. But I probably will. I probably will. It was basically like, if a situation happens, it can hurt you, and hurt to me is kind of a pseudo emotion. Yeah. It's hurt reacting to something else that's happened to you, and you can have hurt going and react into a kind of it's a reaction to emotion, which is anger. And then anger, you can always choose violence if you get to that point. So at what point are you going to deal with the problem, or are you just going to let that consume you? And I feel like that's where, when you have a mental bad day, that's where it's so easy to go down that trail. Yeah. And go straight to anger and straight to violence. Yep.
It's true.
So, whew.
What's in the box is stuck.
And Keith, it was right here. It's like, Keith says, I'm glad we live in a time we actually recognize mental health.
Me too.
Now, Keith, I agree with you to a point, but we have to put something else in there. I'm glad that we live in a time and a location.
Yeah.
Because we live in California, and also certain places in California. There are some places in this country that don't think it is real, that we don't recognize it. And there's plenty of other countries that don't recognize mental health. So we have to understand that. But there's also other countries and other locations that recognize mental health way better than California and the United States does.
True.
So I agree with you, but there's always room to grow, bringing people up that direction and us looking to somebody else that's doing it better, right? We got to have a mentor and somebody to mentor. I think that's, if you can find that in your life, I feel like you're doing the good. What are you doing?
I'm just picking cards.
She's going through decks. See, she brought her deck of cards.
That's
You get
fine.
some dice. Are we done with advisement now? Because
Yes.
I've talked too much.
Yes. I mean, that's not why, but sure.
That is always why.
That's always why.
I always talk too much.
I know.
So what are you doing?
Bonus round.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, this is not going to be good.
it's fine. Bonus round.
So
I have 7.
before we ever go live, I test out these little segments and stuff like that, and I push the button and go. I get really excited because I wrote those little things.
You did.
I mean, that's her voice, but I wrote the little bass part. I played it, little
I'm the
guitar
star.
parts on the stuff. But she is the shining star. She's the Lizzo. She's the Billie Eilish. She's the
What? Can I be somebody I like enjoy listening to?
You're the-
Can I be like Ed Sheeran or something?
But Ed Sheeran plays his own music.
Right.
I play the music, you sing. So I was trying to put you in up here, and somebody
call
else
me Ed
is a
Sheeran.
support class.
Call me Eminem.
No, he writes. No, I'm confused. I think you missed that.
Call me Ed Sheeran / Eminem.
But I'm saying, so I want to write more segments because they're super fun. I love playing those little ditties and then coming up with stuff and putting a little echo on her voice, and we will make more of those. But as the summer goes on, I feel very confident that this summer is going to be just like 1% less crazy.
Nope.
1%.
When?
Well, you always tell me to look at the bright side of stuff and
July.
stuff,
July
and
is
then
going to be
now
less
you're
crazy.
becoming the downer.
Wait, July is going to be chill. Yeah.
You say that, and then July happens.
No, July's going to
We
be
thought June was going to be chill.
June is chill.
What is it? June 2nd?
Yeah.
Okay.
June's chill
And
so
all
far.
my calendar's starting to fill up right now.
We only have one trip in June.
Now.
We only have one trip in
Yeah,
June.
you have
I,
2.
I have 2.
Okay.
But you only have 1.
Oh my God. We don't know that.
Yes, I do know that.
That's all you've booked. But I'm just saying things.
There's only 1.
All right.
June's hecka chill. Game nights. Pew, pew,
Game
pew.
nights. Come on over.
I think I have 3 trips because I'm supposed to go to baby shower next weekend.
All right. So as she goes through her calendar,
June's
it's going to be a lot more full.
Why are you holding you have to answer your question.
Oh, I was holding my paper
But I'll
because
ask
I thought
you
we were
mine.
doing something. Oh, we have more. What are we doing? Oh,
Bonus round.
that was a fun one to record. I recorded that with one of my nice little
Middies.
envelope filters.
Oh. Still not words.
Yeah, it's fun.
If you had to get a tattoo today, what would you get?
Oh, really?
It's easy. I already know.
You don't know.
Did
Because
it change?
it didn't change,
It's
but
the
it
same
got
thing.
more economical. So I was thinking,
I should go pour a beer.
I don't, maybe, but it's going to be short. So I do know that there's 2 tattoos that I've wanted for a very long
Old school
time.
Mike. in
Yeah,
your
well,
vein.
I want my disco ball, my red and silver like disco ball on my right forearm,
Okay.
and then on the left, I want that old drop down mic. That's both sided. I think it's an SM.
Rumble.
What is it?
Those guys.
SM7? SM,
48.
I can't remember now. It's not whatever it is, but it is a Shure microphone that's kind of silver and has 2 sides to it, and I want that on here and the cable to wrap around and then plug into my vein
right?
artery right here.
That's
right?
your artery? Just a vein.
Sure, sounds good.
Okay.
It's just like plug it in like you're taking blood or
Yeah,
giving me an
vein,
injection.
in
Like
your vein.
it's like my IV.
Okay.
Because that's my disco preacher. That was the idea. Left to the right, disco.
But why is that a preacher?
Well, because you don't have to be a preacher. It's a preacher. Like I'm putting things out there. I'm spitting rhymes.
Okay. You should don't ever say that
You
again.
should stop. You should stop.
Went too far.
But recently, I've really appreciated some of the very small, very significant tattoos that are on the web of your hand.
That sounds painful.
Probably they're tattoos, so they're all painful. But I really have thought about something. I haven't figured out really in my brain what's significant, but probably on my right hand, something in here, and maybe that would be smaller, more economical. Well, because that's a lot,
Yeah.
right? and I don't mean just because of money. I just feel like that's a lot to commit to. But this year I was like, and I don't want to be disco preacher
So
there.
you want little disco balls?
No.
Just get all the grandkids'
I
names.
honestly said that right
Just
there.
get all the grandkids' names between your knuckles.
See, now that was a thought. I mean, there was a thought to represent my family and that type of thing on my right, because I always feel like when you shake a person's hand, that's the first thing you see.
Right.
And when I was shaking somebody's hand the other day, I saw that. And realistically, I know it's going to sound really weird. I watched, what is it, Hollywood Reporter, the round table with like a bunch of actors that happened like 2020.
What kind of shows you watching?
Oh, I watch a lot of
All right.
a lot of stuff. But it was Tom Hanks. It was Jamie Foxx. Gosh, who was it? What's his name? Driver. The guy who plays Kylo Ren.
Okay.
Is that Diver?
I don't know.
He plays. But it also had Robert De Niro was there, Adam Sandler, and Shia LaBeouf.
Shia. LaBeouf.
Did I say that?
Shiloh.
Shia. And he had Shia. Adam Driver.
Keith helped.
But out of all people, I was like, I really appreciated and was like intrigued by Shia's tattoos and what he had to say. Not like a diehard like Shia fan. I think he needs a little bit more.
Love Shia LaBeouf.
I do too, but I just feel like he needs a little bit more respect and for people to listen to what he actually has to say and don't just shut him down.
That dude went through.
So, and I feel that too, but I just feel like the things he had to say and the respect that dude and the big eyes that he had for the people across the table, like he loved when Robert De Niro talked. He loved when Jamie Foxx was talking.
Yeah.
When anybody was talking, he was just looking at him like, I want to soak all of this in.
Yeah.
And the way he talked about taking his craft so seriously was just amazing to me.
Becca said, watch Tax Collector. Oh my God. If you've never seen Tax Collector, it's like, just friggin' good.
Phenomenal to me.
Yeah.
I love that.
Honey Boy.
And it makes me
Honey Boy
I have not seen that for a reason.
I told you to watch it.
I know about it, and it makes me sad just thinking about it.
It's not an action movie though. It's definitely an emotionally.
No, Shia LaBeouf. It's loosely based on his dad. So
tattoos.
That's my very long story long about. I wanted this. I wanted this. I do want something to represent my journey and where I'm at right now with my current family. Because if you know me personally, my family is huge, and it just keeps getting bigger as time goes on.
Yeah.
So I do want something. This is there's a pinnacle time in my life, so I feel like there needs to be something there.
I think I have 4 that I have to get at this point.
But I feel like there is kind of, it's a shake hand thing.
I need to go fattier, and wherever the fat's at.
Or on my knuckle. I think something on my knuckle.
Nah, fat. I need fat. Wherever the most fatty part is, I have to get apparently something with Becca, some type of Transformers.
Oh, let's go.
Something Sailor Moony with Lacey.
I'm a Decepticon.
Something with Raya, because I don't know what she wants to get yet. Something with...
She's 17.
No, she already asked.
I know, but she's 17. Like, you don't... I mean...
August.
You know what you want, and then you go, oh, well, that was cool.
Nah, August. Apparently, there's another one happening in August. But there's like 4, 5, because then CJ is going to want something, and you want something. I don't know if you want matching tattoos, though.
I would like... It's not about matching. Themed, 1,000%.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Same like, if everybody took a character...
From Sailor Moon.
And did their emblem.
Who would you get?
That would be dope. What?
Who would you get?
Tuxedo mask?
What, you get the whole tuxedo mask or just like his mask?
It'd have to be just the mask.
Or just a bow tie.
No, mask. Otherwise, it's just a bow tie. Anybody was like, that was a bow tie.
No, he's a very distinct
No, that's not true. Like, so many people get it wrong, but you put the little mask on there, they'd be like, Batman? No, tuxedo mask. Stupid.
All right, Bailee, what are we getting? Me and Bailee. See? Number 5. Me and Bailee are going to go get tattoos, too.
See? I mean...
Whatever you want to get.
I'm into that. I'm into little ones. I'm into, like, I'm okay with... Like, I have these ideas all the time. And it's like, I wanted to do the dot. I like, it's my left. I want to do just 3 dots.
Yeah.
Like 3 dots.
Like moles?
Kind of, no, just big. Like dot. Because it's like a to be continued. Like.
But they'd have to be, I mean.
I just look at like the representation of my story's not done yet. It's like when you're when you're typing a text, right, and this you haven't completed it yet. It was like, that's me. I was like, the story's not done yet. So dot.
From California.
What?
If you're from California, you just have 3 dots. People are like, so skin cancer. Like, you have to have like verbiage and then 3 dots.
Well, I could put a bubble around it then. A bubble, like the text bubble around it or something. I just feel like that's me. I'm trying to represent like my story's not done yet.
Yeah.
That's it.
I know. I'm just saying you can't have 3 dots because it just looks like moles or
whatever.
Skin cancer.
Just the concept's awesome.
I agree. It's got to have something else. 3 dots. I'm like, it's on your arm.
Okay, but you're a person that literally has no tattoos right now.
That's true.
So, and you're giving advice to other people that have tattoos. So that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Not other people, just you.
Just respect. Hardcore respect.
You want my question?
That
was my question.
Oh, are you going to answer
question? I already did.
What was it?
Sailor Moon.
Jeez.
Transformers.
Jeez.
Because I have to match everybody. Bailee said semicolon instead of the dots.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Except the only problem is I know somebody very close to me, related to me, that uses a semicolon like so god awful much.
Uncle Rob?
Yeah. And he's a published author and very talented at his craft, but can you just use a period once in a while?
No, it's not the same.
He uses a semicolon
it's not the same.
Like people use periods in capital letters.
But he's using it correctly.
Oh my god. But I feel like that's a flex. Like I can write that in any sentence and it's a semicolon. I'm like, dude, freaking relax.
It's his job.
Oh my god.
What's your question? I already answered mine. All the tattoos apparently.
So semicolon, I do appreciate semicolon, but I wanted that until Rob.
I feel like it has to be words and dot or something else. You guys have 3 dots on your arm.
I could have something that says to be continued.
It's like when Phoebe just got the world.
What's wrong with that?
Friends.
To be continued. I don't know. We'll think about that.
Okay.
So here's my question.
Ready.
What is the worst way someone butchered your name?
So you wouldn't think that you could mess up Sarah because it's pretty friggin' basic. I mean, it's everywhere. But I've had people, when I call them and leave a message, they call me back and they either ask for Aaron, Farah, Dara, or I don't know who just left me a message. And I'm like, who's Dara? How many people do you know named Dara?
I thought Aaron was
Aaron's a big one, but Dara is one I get too frequently. And Farah. Dara and Farah.
I think my favorite one, though, is, hey, there's some white lady on the phone.
That's been a while. No one's called me a white lady in a long time.
That was one of my favorites. I was like, yep, that sounds about right. All right.
Wait, Ryan said I get called Kyle every day of my life. Is that his brother's
name? That's too, Ryan, that's on the nose. That's way too much on the nose.
Keith said the admin labeled Carmonia.
Admin.
Carmonia?
So
like as your first name?
Carmonia.
Or last name?
Is
or
that like
both?
Is that like
Cher?
Is that in the same class as Panamonia?
No. It's
or
like Bananarama.
Carmonia. Carmonia does sound like an 80s band.
It does.
Carmonia.
Last name. That's rough. Or I also hate when your name is your email address and they still get your name wrong.
Oh my goodness.
It's like you took effort to not even try. At
no,
that point.
or if they respond to an email or a message and your name's in it and they respond and spell it wrong.
Yeah.
Like you took no time.
Right.
So I'm going to rant about that.
You can't rant.
I just did. But then I'm also going to go on the flip side and go, I've done that myself. So I was like, I can rant about that, but I've personally done that.
Gmail does it for you.
It doesn't.
You just say hi, and then it puts the person's name in for you. You have to choose to make it wrong.
True, but how many times? I mean, in pretty much all of our fields, we're trying to reach out to somebody and reach out to other people in the same way, and you leave the last person's name in there that you talk to. I've done that.
Yeah.
And also responding. I think that happened to me the other day. I was like, I obviously didn't have autocorrect in there.
Rebecca said in one of Scooter's emails today said, hi, Scotter.
Okay. So we were going to get, So Rebecca's always in my emails for our business email. And yes, that was going to be one of mine. Like, it happens to me so often on, like, it's got to autocorrect.
Right.
To say Scotter.
No, that's not even real.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, it's never, like, every time I talk to somebody, it's like, it's never going to be ducking.
Right.
Right? So my phone replaces ducking.
This ditch.
Yeah, I was like, it's never going to be that. But also, Scotter is probably my most common when it comes to emails or text. Scotter. Well, because they see it and then they go to spell it and...
But Scooter's not even a name. Scooter's more likely
I'm
than
just saying
Scotter.
That's the most common.
That's funny.
Misspelling when they reply to me in a text or an email.
Yeah.
Verbally, like over the phone, it's usually Stuart. Stuart's a big one. Or, this can't be your real name. Like, those are my two most common.
If you had said Scotter, I would have believed you.
If you said Scotter, I was like, all right. Or you said Stuart. I was like, but it's, right. But it's either Stuart or this is not your real name.
That's funny.
I've heard that so much. Or, and here's my third one. This is no joke. This is on the third. So first is Stuart. This is not your real name. No, or your legal name.
Right.
Let's just put it in there. Third one is like, that's the name of my dog. I cannot tell you. Those are, and I am not making those three up. Like, it's Stuart's normal.
Yeah.
This is not your real name.
Right.
Or this is not your legal name. What's your legal name?
Yeah.
Or that's the name of my dog.
It's awesome.
Those are my top three verbally.
Pretty good.
Yeah. But Rebecca, when you put that in there, it's like, absolutely.
Scotter.
100%. I get that probably
So good.
At least once every 2 months
Yeah.
in an email.
It's pretty good.
Scotter.
I don't get that one.
Well, your name's Sarah. Why would you get Scotter?
I mean, obviously. All right.
I flinched.
You should. I'm out of
Threaten me with that.
cerveza. All right.
I thought you were
What's
supposed
that
to get one.
did you have anything in the
But you ran away and came back and didn't have another cerveza.
Well, I had to use the restroom.
Oh, I thought that was a
Yeah,
cerveza.
your turn.
break. For what?
What's up in your area?
Oh, we don't have a stinger for that, or what is it called?
Bailee said,
Sounder.
I get this is my dog's name all the time for Bailee?
Seriously, I mean, why is that a thing? Like, but did you remember? I mean, here let's digress just for half a second. The white people that are listening, that we've all watched Friends pretty much every episode, and so do you remember when Chandler was caught in the vestibule area with a model when the electricity went out? What was the dog's name? Does anybody remember?
Was it Bailee? Was it Scooter?
No, that's the question of the day. Look it up and find out. Then you know something about me. So,
wait,
I was talking about dog names.
Try this. It's really good.
Why?
This is the Oakland one.
I'm drinking a lager.
Would you try this already? Don't drop it.
Thanks.
It's delicious.
Thanks for the heads up.
It's a good IPA.
And it's really, I mean, it's just a dog name thing. Oh, that's very dry.
I know.
It's very good.
Yeah.
So why can I not remember? Well, yeah, because it's not Bailee. It's not Scooter.
What is it?
If I remember correctly. Now I'm going, oh crap, maybe it was Scooter. Maybe I got this whole thing messed up. But it wasn't Bailee. I do know that. So, just a little bit of Friends trivia.
What was it?
I don't remember now.
What?
I confused myself.
But what if somebody said the answer? You don't even know if it's right.
I'm just trying to have. I've watched that episode 1,000 times. You could probably just look it up.
So if someone said it, they would get it. You would be like, "Oh, that's right."
Oh, if they typed it in there, I would totally go yes.
But we can't give anybody the answer.
No,
Okay.
no, because
You guys joined us.
I'm about 99% sure what it is.
What do you think it is?
I can't say it verbally because then people are just like,
Just say it verbally.
no,
Why?
because then it ruins the challenge.
No, it doesn't.
So, okay, whoever gets it correct
We don't
in the chat, I will send you an Advise Me
But
Not
you don't
t-shirt.
know.
just like this. If you get it correct.
Just Google it, guys.
Okay.
Just Google it and put in the
First
chat.
person to get it correct
All right.
in the chat to where we can see it.
What's up in your
All right. We don't have a sounder for this either.
No.
What's up in you or area?
Yeah.
We're going to write this song.
You ready?
I've been talking a lot. It's your turn.
Okay, so I only have Sacramento things because
Same.
that's all I did. So there's a vegan food festival this weekend. Is that what you put down?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Not even close. Mine's opposite.
And start of Whiskey Week. It's today.
Oh, I thought it was cocktail week.
Start of Cocktail Week. Cocktail.
Because that's what I wrote.
Same thing.
No, it's cocktail week. I did write that.
Oh, okay. We missed out the event on Thursday because I didn't buy tickets and we missed it.
Oh, this coming Thursday?
Yeah, there's like the whole whiskey festival.
Okay,
Thursday,
so yeah, we made this big deal. It's like,
I
oh my God,
tried.
come visit and we'll do all this stuff. And then we didn't even get tickets ourselves.
But the people who were gonna visit couldn't visit, and so I didn't make an effort.
So don't say that. That has nothing to do with it.
I did reach out and say if somebody cancels their tickets, we'll buy them.
But
other
we've
than
been
that,
we've been telling to people like for months, and we didn't buy.
I
tickets.
can't do it all. You didn't buy them either. Just saying.
That's a whole nother.
I can't do all the
That's
things.
a whole nother.
Can't do all
that's
the
something
things.
Completely different. All right,
All right, cheers.
cocktail week. I had that.
Right.
So you had vegan.
Yes.
Bacon Fest starts Sunday
Shut up. Where at?
in Sacramento.
But like where?
All the places.
Everyone's gonna have bacon on.
Well, it
there?
starts. Yeah, Bacon Fest starts
Oh.
Sunday. Like Bacon Fest is like a week-long thing, and they go to different places.
Oh, crazy.
Do stuff. Yeah. So it was like, along with Vegan Fest,
I mean,
there's Bacon Fest.
choose your poison.
So
Yeah.
just that's not a vegan's a poison.
I mean, bacon's actually the actual poison.
I don't think so.
I think it is right.
Everything in moderation, including moderation.
Whatever.
It's like if you eat too much bacon, yeah, you're gonna die. But if you have just enough, you live forever.
Becca said, I don't remember a dog in that episode. That's the episode they meet Paola. Oh, Bailee said it's Dexter.
It is. It's Dexter.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Is that why you
Yes.
named your dog Dexter?
Yes. It is Dexter. Did you look it up, Bailee? That I think that's what she put in the thing.
That's not what you said. She wins a shirt.
What?
No matter what, she gets a shirt.
Who?
Bailee.
Yes. No,
All right. You ready?
that was the rules of the game, right? So
Yeah.
you just have to message me what size you want. I think there's
And
different
if you want
colors
a tank top or
or a standard
a regular
like-
shirt. See, I was going to say, you named your dog Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. Laboratory.
I did, but
Yeah.
that was kind of the funny thing. I was like, that is fact. Bailee just put it. I named my dog Dexter after Dexter's Laboratory, and we also had another min pin was named Dee Dee because she was taller and skinnier and brown.
She was
and
what? Skinnier?
taller. Well, I was shaking while I was there because she was very much like a Dee Dee, and then she got stolen.
Oh, that's sad.
That was very sad. So I just had a Dexter.
Oh,
So and then my last min pin that I had
Kazi.
was Cosmo from
I don't know.
Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, that one. Kazi Bear.
So we had a Cosmo from Fairly Odd Parents. I
He
have
was
a thing
monster.
for
Love that dog.
I have a thing for animations and movies
Then
and
we have
those kind of
Ginger.
things.
We didn't name her.
No, we didn't name her. I'd have probably named her Wanda.
No, she's not a Wanda.
Kinda.
No, she's not ditzy enough to be a Wanda.
Wanda was not ditzy. It was Cosmo's,
Wanda was ditzy too.
but she was always like Cosmo, getting Cosmo in shape. Like
That's
dude,
not
you gotta
Ginger.
no. I'm just
Ginger's
not.
like, I hate all of you guys.
But it's true. Like I do remember her calling it the dog Dexter. They were in an ATM vestibule.
It's a weird
It's
offshoot.
just a memory.
All right.
So we'll be sending you a shirt, Bailee.
Congrats.
So you just have to slide into our DMs.
I just sent a text message.
Just send us a text.
Yeah.
Just give me your size and what color you want. I'll even send you a link to because I think it's public actually on Amazon.
Are you doing Amazon or Ariel?
But I mean, I'd rather do it better.
Right.
So I just to know what size
Yeah.
and color.
There you
Size and color, I can just make it happen.
go. All right.
Size, color, cut.
Last item of the day.
What are we doing?
My
Where are we
favorite.
at? Oh, we're Bacon Fest. Starts on Sunday here in Sacramento.
That's not where we're at.
Shout out!
Woo! One day you guys will have to watch a sports game with me. Any sports game.
Oh, because, I mean, we made that sounder, that woo, is when she's watching sports.
Absolutely.
This wasn't...
Almost all sports.
Yeah, it's... If you watch it, if somebody makes anything,
Anything.
even if they're 50 points behind,
Doesn't matter.
she yells a woo.
Yeah.
That's where that comes from.
It's not a woo.
Well, that's my
on, let's hear it.
Shakespearean interpretation. She expressed a woo.
Lame. This is really dry.
My woo is a lot louder and aggressive.
All right. You want me to do mine or
Test my
yours?
mics.
I'll do you do yours. I'll go last.
Wow. All right. Well, along with that new shirt that you're gonna get
Are
there,
you stealing
Bailee.
mine? Go ahead.
Maybe.
Okay.
Bailee and Ryan have found a new place that's more spacious, not 3 stories up, has a yard, has a cool space to do just Bailee and Ryan things and just hang out with them and do the stuff.
Yes.
Do the things. Do the
Yes.
things that families should always aspire to do with your family.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that. I'm excited to see it. I'm
Yes.
excited to experience it. I'm excited to hear all about it. So yeah, they found a new place in a different, like it's very close to where they're at now, but it's not an apartment. And in the text was saying tomorrow is move-in day. I didn't know tomorrow was the day. I thought it was the 5th.
Me too.
But tomorrow is amazing. Because we have a plan kind of thing. But
you can just tell it. I mean, you already did it.
we need to know where you're at during one of our broadcasts. So next Friday,
They should be in by next Friday.
yeah, you should be in that place by next Friday. Let us know that you're watching from that place, please.
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome. So they moved up the move-in day. We're very excited about that because I feel like good people that have good intentions, the universe listens to that stuff.
Yes.
So
Agreed.
Yes.
That was also
I'm very
my
excited.
shout out, but I said may it be quick and painless.
It's not going to be painless.
Moving.
It's not gonna be
is
very quick.
something else.
Well, it's just, I mean,
I actually love moving because you get rid of a whole bunch of crap.
yeah, I agree with that.
But then you have to move, and that's that. So my shout out this week, the Matars went on vacation. And I loved Ariel's post because she posts these yes, I'm on vacation, here's life. And then at the end she's like, but in reality, my kid didn't sleep, the pool didn't work, all these things happen. And I got really upset, but thankfully people forgave me, God forgave me, here I'm at. Right? So I love how she posts real life and also real life. Like this is the life I want to live and this is the life I'm living, but in reality, it also sucks sometimes at the back end, but here I'm at. So I do appreciate her posts when I appreciate the real posts.
I do that. I feel like we get a lot of, when it comes to Ariel, she has a brand, right? That needs to be obtainable. And we do too, in a sense, which is always, it's different. But she has a brand that's like, here's these things I'm doing, and here's my life, and I have kids, and it's glorious. And yes, 1,000%, yes, it is.
Yes.
But there's some dredge that you have to go through. You have to drain the pool. You have to.
Yes.
I mean,
again, it's like I said, when people write those books of what it's like to be a parent, and
they skip that part.
They put the weird if your
skip the
kid gets mad at you and throws a temper tantrum, no, let's go further. Let's go way further. Let's go. My kid decided they're going to get tipsy today off some rum that we had in the house. Let's go that conversation.
Yeah. And it was like, and then I lost my mind.
Right.
Like as a parent,
yes,
you lost your crap.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to go into a different rating here, but you lost your mind as a parent and you went in there and said, shut up.
Yes.
Move away from me.
Yes.
Close this door, sit in the corner, and do not move.
Right.
I'm done.
Yes.
Like, I mean, what book says that?
None.
because they were like, oh, this big.
You should never talk to your kid that way.
It should be a big flower.
Right.
At the end of the day, I was like, it's never a big flower because flour grows out of freaking manure.
Right.
Right. So
Rant, but yes.
No, but I appreciate those things because I feel like, and it's also one of those things like when we talk about, you only want people to see on social media what you want them to see, right? And there's so much more context behind what these little highlights that you see in social media. So if somebody is having one of those days, are you asking them if they're okay? Are you like, even in their good moments, like they're doing all this fluff and it's like, oh my God, I'm in Jamaica and doing all this stuff. It's like, I reached out, I was like, wow, how was the trip? Was it good? And then you'll get the real answer if they're your good friend. That was like, oh my God, the flight was awful.
It's been raining every single day. Since
I was here for 7 days. We spent 10 grand to be here and we can't even go outside.
Yes.
You know, it's like, and that's these high-end people. Then other people is like, oh my gosh, I just went to this place and, you know, it's such a great time just going to this brewery or going to this party. And then you ask them, it was like, it was the worst night of my life. Right. So just know you get to hear what people want you to hear when it comes to social media. Yep. It's just different. So I appreciate that too. It's so amazing to hear that.
Yes. That's all I had. That's it. That's my shout out. We've reached the end of the night.
Look at this.
We go watch Jeopardy and chocolate cake.
No, it's game show.
It's Jeopardy tonight.
It's game show and chocolate cake.
But tonight it's Jeopardy.
Okay, but we can't.
Oh, we have to be vague.
Well, we don't have to be vague, but like, if we try and come up with a saying that's Jeopardy and chocolate cake, people are like, well, you can't trademark that.
So in the chat, Becca was saying hire a mover, and I feel like we're at the age of yes. If we have to move again,
I look at this one. It's like, it's not about an age thing. It's all about it's perspective of your economics. Also,
it's an age thing.
It's not. Because there's plenty of people our age that cannot hire a mover. They cannot afford it. So we have to be cognizant.
They would.
All right.
But they would.
You have to be cognizant of the way different people are. Because some people could hire a mover and their pride is too high and they will not hire a mover.
Over pride?
Yes.
I don't know.
And then there's other people that cannot actually afford it because it's not cheap.
Right.
So they do the best with what they have and move themselves at our age. So we are in one tax bracket. We're in one situation.
Wait, let me just say, just do what Becca does and find some random person and hope your stuff gets to where it needs to go.
And from the stories you told us, like the people on Craigslist will take your crap.
Yes, but most of it will get to the destination. It's the other thing.
So just know that's the cost of moving. Losing some jewelry.
Oh, man. Happy Friday, guys. Thanks for listening.
If you're listening, awesome. If you're not listening,
we'll see you next week.
I'm glad you're doing something else.
Yes.
Because this might not be the highlight of your day. But it's been the highlight of ours, especially today. And we're going to keep this highlight going.
Yeah.
So realistically, this is no joke. Put it out there with everyone out there. Show up in real life. It means the world to everyone. It means the world to us, but it'll mean the world to you.
Yeah.
So
and if you have something you want us to talk about, like anything, just tell us. We'll talk about whatever.
No, send it our way.
It might turn to a rant or it might be an episode of the show, but either way.
We'll definitely bring it up. I mean, even the things that were considered controversial, we'll talk about those things.
Yes. I'm back to just
if you go back, and sometimes when you submit stuff to us that you feel is controversial, you might want to listen to our past podcasts because we may have touched on these things. So remember to do that. And also, like we're doing right here, advise me not. I guess get a shirt. Somebody's getting a shirt. But also pull up a chair and make sure to show up in real life.
Yes.
So game night with us.
Yes.
Text us.
Keith, you're on the list.
Yeah, just hit us up. We'll make it happen.
Yep.
Bring the kids. Let's have a good time.
Yes.
Until then, talk to you soon.
Adios. Con leche.
It's my favorite part.